Well, thank you for watching our podcast again this week. The Senate continues to work on some relatively minor legislation that compared to the big bills that we've passed in previous Congresses. But let me talk about two issues that I know are very much in the news and that we expect to see a lot of additional information about in the news in the next several weeks. One is, of course, this is the second anniversary of the Affordable Care Act, the signing of that law by the President. This is the health reform legislation that Congress passed 2 years ago. It's important for our state because we have so many people in New Mexico without any health care coverage. We also have very fast rising health insurance premiums. I think the estimate I've seen is that the premiums for health insurance are rising faster in New Mexico than in any other state in the Union. So this legislation tries to address those issues, tries to expand coverage, but also begin to rein in the growth in the cost of health care and the growth in the cost of health care in the federal budget through Medicare and Medicaid. Of course, the Supreme Court has oral arguments this next week in the litigation that has been brought to challenge the constitutionality of several portions of that bill. And the whole country will be focused on that and what questions the justices raise. And hopefully by midsummer, we will at least have the Supreme Court decision as to what they think about the constitutionality of the bill. But it was my belief when we passed the bill that it was constitutional. It was also my belief that it was a very good policy for our state and would help us build out our healthcare delivery system in a very constructive way. The other issue I wanted to mention is the one that brought President Obama to our state yesterday, in fact, this week. That is the issue of high gas prices. We're having a hearing next week in our Energy and Natural Resources Committee to take testimony from experts about what is causing high gas prices. It's clear from what I've already heard that the major cause, of course, is the high price of oil on world oil markets. And that high price of oil is a result both of geopolitical risks that people see, particularly from the Middle East with regard to cutoff of oil from Iran, but also the growth in demand for oil in the large emerging economies, particularly China and India. We unfortunately in this country are riding that same sled, and when the price is bid up on world markets, we wind up paying a higher price as well. We do need to continue to pursue domestic production. Domestic production is up. Our imports are down. All of that's good news, but obviously this is going to be a continuing concern to people as long as the price of gas, pretty much pegged to the world price of oil, continues to stay so high. Thank you very much for watching this week, and we will try to do this again next week. It will be the final week before a Easter recess period that the Congress takes. But thank you again.